everybody. We are live on a Friday night right here. I'm Gene Jackson, joined by Richard Mulligan and Josh Briley of P3 Radio, and we are here to watch some Heroes of Wrestling. Guys, are you excited?
I have been waiting all week for this, Gene. It's going to be a beautiful disaster.
I'm just going to say this, Gene. It's not cold in here, but these nipples are up. So what does that tell you?
Well, you know what? There's no need to delay this thing, man. Let's get this thing going here. All right, so Heroes of Wrestling, we are coming to you from Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
How'd those kids get in there?
Well, you know, for certain events, you can have kids there and casinos and bars, you know, for things like wrestling and comedy shows and things. That's wait a minute, I don't want to spoil anything. Wait a minute, dude, Josh has already been through that once tonight.
Kids at a casino? That's like an anvil.
He'll be here later. Don't get ahead of ourselves.
You know what? It's a missed opportunity that casinos don't have daycare facilities.
I know, man. Money on the table.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they don't, right? I mean, that seems like just an absolute slam dunk, obvious idea. But
well, no. I think it's like the parents coming to pick them up and they're like having to drunk drive home with them. Yeah, well, not a good look.
Yeah. You go to pick them up from Chief Sitting Bull.
We're live, pal.
No, I'm sorry.
My God.
We just go act like them people don't own casinos. All right, cool.
There's Samu, man. He's a recent health scare.
No, I'm laughing because you try to avoid the conversation. One of them was wearing their WWE pants, and one of them was like, let's go to Kohl's and get you something that looks similar.
Dude, Marty looked the best he has. He's lean, cut up.
Did he know he was wrestling tonight?
I was going to say, he's wearing, like, short pants here. He's rocking the John Cena look prior to John Cena. This is October 10th, 1999, by the way. Wow. Tommy Rogers dressed in his fantastic attire. Tonga Kid, a.k.a. Samoan Savage, is in his tights. But like you said, we got Samu here in his karate pants, maybe. I don't know.
Jake Roberts let him borrow them pants.
Exactly. And then Marty's he's got some wrestling boots on, but we're rocking some what would later be called jorts, but I don't even think they were called that at this point. They're just
it was like Marty was like at the beach and he was just chilling somewhere and he was like, hey man, we're doing a show.
I can't get over the long pants and the bare feet. It just looks like a drunk aunt.
Well, y'all go to bed.
Look at this kid. He is digging it. He's like, he's like, they're excited.
Marty Jannetty taking on the drunk aunt.
One half of the Fantastics with one half of the Rockers against the Samoan SWAT team, I guess, sort of, kind of, not really.
The Samoan aunties.
Yeah.
Yeah, Samu, he just he was usually the more lean of the Samoans. You know what I mean?
Tommy Rogers just runs up the middle of that drop kick there.
Yeah. I gotta get some screen time.
Yeah, we're a long way from the bloodline, guys. We're not the Samoans are not in their glory here in 1999. We'll get there, but
yeah, Samu was always the more lean of the crew, and now it's just like whew, he was like almost as big as Rikishi was back in the day.
Yeah, and then his brother there, Rikishi's brother, Sam, he's gotten bigger since the last time we had seen him on TV at this point. So, hey, Wes Sears joining us in the comments. What's up, Wes? Glad to see you watching. I figure he's watching this and SmackDown right now, probably. Is that on, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
The Rock's. I hear some guy named The Rock's going to be on there tonight, and there's some people pretty psyched about it, but whatever.
Well, I mean, who could pass up, this show for SmackDown? I mean, come on.
I wouldn't. I mean, as bad as Heroes of Wrestling is, it's more fun than SmackDown, I'm assuming. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe in a different way.
Yeah. All right, we're rocking the arm drags here tonight.
They've bumped more than you would think they probably would have.
They're getting most of the bumps for this entire show in on this first night. Well, anything. I don't want to be BT. He's not here tonight, but spoiler, you enjoy these bumps while you're getting them. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, man. Who was the referee here?
I was trying to figure out if I could. I don't know, man.
Looks like Randy does now. You better get out of that ring.
You're not going to work for Power Pro wrestling like this, pal. Wes says The Rock's going to come out later and say cool cuss words. I hope so, because that's what it's all about these days.
He said shit.
Well,
to drop an F-bomb. Oh,
well, that's a DQ, isn't it?
Right.
Not here.
Well, if you had a trained referee who had done this before, yes, but I think this guy was probably standing in line an hour ago.
That's Glenn from accounting out there.
He just happened to be wearing a referee shirt, and I'm like, hey, I know you work at Foot Locker, but how about tonight?
They got a tape measure at the fucking turnstile, and they're like, you'll fit the ref shirt.
Come on in.
Once again, Josh doesn't get the whole we're not swearing thing.
Oh, were we not supposed to?
I mean, we're gonna try to go easy on the F-bombs, but we said that last time and then I ended up saying more than anybody. So
oh yeah, you were like
that's why I didn't specifically state it, because I was the first one to blow that out of the water.
And apparently Richard was drunk, and he was the most clean out of all of you.
Yeah, ironically.
I was good
where
for
were we
a
on that
10 and
tonight,
under
Richard?
crowd. I was good for a 10 and under crowd.
What day
Are you working on it at least?
No. I'm hitting the old what is it? Wagon. I'm getting on the wagon with Josh.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, for a while.
Huh? How long you been quit? Last night?
It's been a little while.
Yes. Yeah, about an hour.
One thing
what are you bringing up the truth for?
One thing you always need, friends is people that support you. It's good to have that here.
Hey, we live in reality.
Can they hear the sound? Like we hear it here. Okay, I didn't know if.
Oh, you're hearing the sound from the video?
Yeah, hearing a little bit of it.
Okay. Well, they're hearing probably about as much as you are. I'm not hearing any of it. So. Is it too loud? Do I need to crank it down?
No. It's fine. I just didn't know what was being heard for them. I get uncomfortable with,
So what they're missing, since you mentioned it, originally when the Heroes of Wrestling was advertised, they allegedly was going to have Gordon Soley as the commentator, and the color commentator was going to be Ted DiBiase. But unfortunately, Gordon fell ill. He was suffering from throat cancer at the time. He would only be around for about another 9 months after this. So he wasn't able to be there. There was no reason given why DiBiase wasn't here. But they were replaced by Dutch Mantel and a guy by the name of Randy Rosenblum, who clearly, if you listen to this commentary, you can watch this. It's on our Patreon if you want to watch it and hear their commentary. But that guy had little to no knowledge of professional wrestling. I don't know if he'd ever seen wrestling before this night. I guess maybe he got picked out of the crowd, much like the referee.
It's kind of like when Rob Bartlett was on Raw. He didn't really know what he was talking about. Yeah.
Why do they have their shirts off?
Heroes of Wrestling would have been better if you'd had Rob Bartlett and Art Donovan from the King of the Ring. How much does that guy weigh?
Look how long his feet are.
Don't let that guy wear these shoes. It looks like my Aunt Gorilla.
You must not pay them anything. He can't even afford shoes.
That's a good way to get athlete's foot, I'll tell you.
That's an improvement on what he was saying.
Yeah, he did not add anything nearly that.
I'm going to pull an Art Bell. How long does this match go?
Art Bell?
Is that, who do I say?
Art Bell? You going to talk about UFOs?
Yes. Yes, and
let me talk about reptilians and why you need to watch out for them.
It's good to have supportive friends, ladies and gentlemen.
That's Richard's true self. He's really like a Art Bell guy.
Art Donovan. How long does this match go?
I was gonna play along, but Josh called you out.
Yeah,
I know he meant Art Donovan, but
there's too many arts.
Man.
Well, there's two, but
Too
arts.
many. All right, here comes Tommy Rogers, about to get the hot tag. This is gonna
Wonder
be
where they
exciting,
got
guys.
this ring from.
I don't know.
I mean,
It
looks.
It
Like
doesn't look familiar, but it looks decent enough.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a USWA ring. Clearly, I mean,
it's not swaying with when people hit the ropes.
Real term.
oh,
Yeah,
nice power slam by Tommy Rogers.
look
He's
at that kick.
fired up.
Well, that ain't gonna work. You
can't rub them Samoans' head together like that in there. They got hard heads.
It's the worst stereotype in the world, isn't it?
They can't be knocked out.
Yeah.
So
So
they
let's drop
DDT
them.
them because they're not
Yeah.
gonna sell that either.
Give him a bulldog. Same thing.
All right, we got to stay away from their head, Marty. This is not all right.
You just see Marty come in with a lead pipe and crack one of them in the head. He'll sell that one, won't he?
God, he's going for it all, dude. He's trying to get a job with WCW or something like
What year was this again?
99.
1999.
Oh yeah, so they were still around.
Yeah, this is before Marty made his big comeback to WWE. It was several years actually. What was that, like 2002 or 3 when he popped back up on SmackDown?
I thought it was like 2006 when he came out. With...
It may have been. I have no frame of reference. Like once we hit the 2000s in wrestling, I really don't. Look at that fucking Alpha just showed up out of nowhere. Green Senior's here.
He's got
There's Bill Burr. Hey, Samoans. Care at their fucking heads.
I love it. Looks like Alpha just showed up from like the casino, like he was gambling, and he's like, I heard
Just got
wrestling was
there.
going on.
You boys done? Where's
He's
the,
like,
where's
was
the
I supposed
car?
to be in y'all's corner? Look at this. George Steele getting a hotel room with Sherry Martel. This is a shoot. This they weren't even supposed
I
to be
bet he'll
recording
eat that
this.
turnbuckle up, huh?
Sure, he's one of those that got way more attractive as the years went on
I
for
know,
me. You know what I
man.
mean? Like,
Lord have mercy.
She's about got a titty out here. This is gonna get exciting.
well,
You know how-
George just was looking at it, wasn't he?
You know how George was about Liz? I bet he's fired up.
Yeah, I guess if he couldn't have Liz, he'd settle for the next best thing. He'll get Scary Sherry.
Either way, he's getting Macho Man seconds.
Okay.
Oh,
all right then.
wow.
Okay. I don't remember that from the video.
Holy moly. Phew.
If Josh had this
Yeah,
video,
like
that part would be worn out.
Yeah.
She looks
You
way
got some
hotter here than
tracking.
she did in her prime in WWF,
Yeah.
right? Or am I crazy?
No,
No, it's wow.
even better than WCW. And then when
Yeah.
she went in the Hall of Fame, she really looked like, you know what I mean? It's like she got way
Yeah.
better with age.
Like a fine one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this would have all kind of tracking
Oh, good
issues
gosh.
going on.
Oh,
If you see a bump in this, it's going to be a miracle. If Valentine does anything, he's going to bump on his face. And George didn't bump in 1986 against Macho Man Randy Savage on Saturday night's main event. Look at that!
Oh,
Look at that
God.
eyebrow is wrapping up over his head.
God.
He's
he parts his eyebrows like a weatherman.
God. Surely when he's shaving that head, like he's got
hit
to
that
want to
eyebrow.
hit it. Just
I mean,
Wasn't Greg Valentine working with WCW some like just 3 years prior to this?
yeah,
Probably on,
somewhere
like,
in there.
Saturday
He was
night.
coming out on Nitro in like '96.
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
97.
Yeah, I remember
Oh.
because you'd see him. It's like out of the blue.
they had like 300 wrestlers on payroll. Like, it was insane. You think about how many different people showed up to those Saturday night tapings we went to here in town in Jackson.
Right.
Like, there was like 40 guys on those shows. It was crazy.
there was all these random guys would show up on Saturday night and even on Nitro that you hadn't seen in like 20, like fucking John Nord would just come rolling out for a match.
Here's Chris Adams.
Powers and Chris Adams.
Yeah.
It's like,
here's
he's
Rick
alive?
Martel.
Like, no, he's on Nitro.
Here's Rick Martel, and he's going to win the TV title.
Dude,
wait, what?
Total shock.
I'm trying to figure out who this referee is. You know, usually when promotions do like a show like this, they partner with like a local promotion. You know what I mean? Like for at least like the referees, the rings. This is like it looks like they just built this whole thing from scratch.
Possibly. So as the story goes, you know, wrestling was having a big resurgence in '99. Attitude and all that's going on, and so this guy decided that he was going to put on a series of wrestling pay-per-views. A guy named Bill Stone, and his plan was he had already kind of laid it out to do 3 of these, but his target was to hit 40,000 buys, which I think this one that said they did 29,000 buys.
Oh wow!
I had 2,300 people in attendance, 29,000 buys, which right now AEW is like, wow, that's pretty awesome. You know, Tony Khan's like, call me Bill Stone.
Wow.
So for a variety of reasons, this was a one and done pay-per-view here.
Wait, how did she just turn on him?
Oh,
did I miss something?
Yeah, she just swapped corners here. I think she probably forced a habit. It's like, oh yeah, there's George Steele. I got to choke him. And then Greg's like, all right, I guess you're managing me now. That's
it's like bipolar. She was like hugging him 10 seconds ago.
He's looking like the freaking executioner with that shirt on.
I like a crazy woman though. Look at that. Maybe she's the crazy one. Forgot who she was.
Well,
managing.
let's be honest. If a woman's probably crazy enough to rip her top off going into a hotel room on camera, she's probably going to choke you and scrape your eyes a few times anyway.
True.
You going to Mississippi
places.
Yeah, this is Mississippi law right here. That's all illegal. Oh, man.
I was reading part of Medusa's book recently, and just before this era right here, now Greg Valentine, I'm not sure how old he is here, but he's getting up in age. Greg Valentine was banging Medusa like 2 years prior to this. Like they had like a long relationship. They were living together. I was like, what? Like, why would you tell that in your own book?
Oh, he's just such a wordsmith. He's
don't call him the hammer for nothing.
I guess. God almighty.
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine just like trying to just make regular couples conversation with Greg Valentine and like the responses he would give?
Hey, we're going to drive up. You want to drive up to Maine and, you know, we can get some maple candy and watch the leaves turn?
Well,
Whatever.
Don't really care. Pretty stupid film. He fucking chops her.
How would he ask her if she's paid the utility bill yet for this month? Go ahead.
It was one of the stories she told about how she remodeled his bathroom and like 2 or 3 rooms in his house. So like apparently once she remodeled all the shit that he wanted, like and she even told this in the book that he dumped her. Oh my god. Like, lady, what?
That sentence should end with, and then the next day I checked into rehab. Like there's no way that should ever happen.
And that's when I knew I had a problem.
Yeah,
I'd hit rock bottom.
Right. Turns out Greg was an international coke dealer or something. That's what the angle it was. He turned into the Sheik. Just, I guess, so minimal bumps, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that way because an animal can slump down in the corner and quote unquote sell, and then God knows what that is wrapped up in tape there.
It looks like a sport.
I have to know. George Steele, I'm guessing at this time, you want to say just a random age that you think maybe? I'm saying 63.
I would guess that's probably pretty accurate.
That's
honestly.
probably close.
Let's see. George Steele.
It always bothered me that Greg the Hammer Valentine didn't wear knee pads.
Oh, me too. Yeah, he had his little stint where he had the shin guard. That was his big gimmick. Was he put a shin guard on? And he'd turn it backwards and it'd break his leg. You know
that made it worse though. That and he always
had his throw rug on.
he never
He was born in 1937. He was 62 years old.
Wow, you almost nailed it.
Josh Raymanded over here.
I don't know. We're gonna sign him up.
He can-
I just counted his rings.
That's a weird talent to have. Look at a shirtless old man and go, "He's 63."
Oh yeah, look at them wrinkles.
63 if I ever seen it.
It's like a tree, dude. You can.
How old was Valentine here? Do we want to take a guess at that? I'm gonna say
58.
Really?
No. You're right.
I was
You're
gonna
right.
say 52. You look it up, Josh.
55.
Look it up now. I'm
55.
kind of curious. Split the difference. He's
55.
Josh is saying 55. I'm saying
55.
52. What are you saying, Gene? What do you got?
All right, I'm gonna go 54. I guess. You know?
Okay.
I mean, it's like an awful price is
So
right below.
he was born in 1951. So I mean,
Are you saying that he is 48 years old here?
Jeez.
he looks every bit of 50 something.
You're
He is
telling me
just-
Greg Valentine right here is almost the exact same age I am right now.
Yes.
Dear
He's like
God.
AJ Styles right now, or whatever. Isn't AJ close to that?
Yes, Conrad Thompson will tell you that every time age comes up. You know AJ Styles in his 40s. Old fuck.
He looks great now. He's buff.
Yeah.
Oh man,
All right.
48-year-old Greg Hammer Valentine.
Just hammering on one of the finest women wrestling ever. Just I can't imagine.
And then you hear things
Maybe
like Missy Hyatt was banging around with JR.
No,
Yeah.
It's just like, really? Like that whole beach blast bikini thing has been ruined for me now.
Yeah. Maybe Greg saved his money. That's what it was.
Now JR is telling everybody that Sonny offered to move in with him after his wife died.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
She just needed a roof.
But it's like you
An
wouldn't think
ATM
that
card.
chicks who in their heyday were considered the top shelf. Yeah, you would just don't expect JR to be banging them at any age.
I know.
but I mean,
Bear in mind that last match, I clipped a lot out of it, and we still saw everything we just saw.
I saw that thing. It was like a now and then, and it was one of Sunny from back in the day when she was like in her prime, and then it said then, and it was a picture of recent Greg the Hammer Valentine. And I was sitting there thinking, would I go with Greg the Hammer now or her? If
knowing
all
what you
things
know
are
now.
equal below the waist, you know what I mean?
Who's this manager they got with him? This is some random dude. Like, I'm all right. Here we go.
Those are so not as appealing as the Persian clubs were. It's like you just got two diesel axles or something.
Those are the things they put the red velvet ropes on.
Yeah.
People. We stole these from the bank, Bubba.
If anyone can come in and do that. Oh, God. It's the Bushwhackers. This is going to be. So, Dave Meltzer gave this 0 stars. Alvarez said this was the worst match in the history of wrestling pay-per-view.
I'm sorry. I swear to God, did you see that kid in the red's face whenever that the Luke licked him? He went like that. His face, he was terrified. I wish you could rewind it. I've never seen that.
They probably don't know who they are.
Right.
All these kids were born.
Out of that.
Oh man, can you imagine?
That was great.
Somebody nowadays, even in this area, is like, what do y'all want to do? Well, we want to come out and lick children. Yeah, that's kind of why we lost the last tag team around here.
That kid screamed when Luke licked him. It was great.
I mean, I'll be honest. As a kid, I never thought, like, if I was there, I'd be like, I don't want them licking on me.
Hell no. Way Bobby Heenan talked about they smelt. Like, no.
No American Eagles #2. You can't lick the kids on the way to the ring. I keep telling you that.
What would incite terror more if I wasn't licking children?
And he's like, I'm not even showing up again this week. Like,
Come on, man. How do you define terror? I mean, that is a terrifying thing, ain't it?
Like, you're
Just
not even a
living in
heel
it.
right now. You're a freaking eagle.
Terror doesn't take a vacation.
Oh boy, we did see 2 bumps there more than I was expecting. Oh, that guy.
And he can't get up. He's just there goes the advertisement.
Is that a German soldier?
Yeah,
because he is dressed kind of like Hitler-esque, isn't he?
kind of like Hitler, kind of like the guy from Street Fighter, but nothing like Iron Sheik or I guess technically maybe he could fall in with Volkov, but Sheik desperately needs those pants back that he used to have. Is all I'm going to say about what he's wearing tonight. Good Lord.
I think that's a North Korean uniform.
That's all the costume shop had, guys. All right. Like, it was last minute. He got this booking at 2:00 this afternoon. And
all I'm saying is, at this point in their lives, if Nikolai Volkov is sneaking up on you and he gets the upper hand, you kind of deserve it.
God, Nikolai was probably close to 70 at this point because, he'd been a Mongol and he did all this other crap before he even started being Nikolai. He was old when he started being Nikolai Volkov.
Funny story, 49 years old. No.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. They didn't even have a concern in the world that this guy could dress like a German general. And they're like, nah, everybody be fine. It's a casino in Mississippi. We're fine.
Bubba, what is the countdown? 9? You don't get it. There's a lot of children at this show. I'm just gonna say, like almost every crowd shot, except for that one shot of Bill Burr. It's a bunch of like kids that look baffled by what's happening.
Good Lord, they're not gonna fight, are they, Mama? When's the wrestlers coming?
Do their sons know they're doing this?
It ain't all going to be old grandpa's, is it? I mean,
oh no, son, it's gonna get worse. You'll look back at this with fond memories in about an hour.
Val Venus coming out.
Oh man, he almost knocked the Sheik off the apron. The Sheik looked legitimately concerned that
he was surprised.
This is the way it ends, Bubba. Oh man, that is a controlled top Speedo that he has on.
That's
there,
a soccer team they just showed. They were in uniform, and this is what 8 at night.
Yeah. Well, their parents have been out in the casino since the game ended in the afternoon. They're like, go watch that wrestling. We'll be up here.
Little stinky children been on the field all day, but Luke's out there licking them.
And then the old man licked me. Like, what are you talking about? We told you not to make up stuff, okay? What did the school counselor tell you about just making up shit? Grown men don't go around licking children. He did, I swear. It's on TV.
And they fought 2 people from World War II. It was the weirdest thing.
There's a Nazi out there.
I swear to God, they were from World War II. Well, that'd make them about 70-something years old.
I know.
Yeah.
In 1989, George Scott signed the Iron Sheik in WCW, not realizing what kind of shape he was in. And they used him for about 3 months, and he was under contract for like $150,000. And they sent him home because he couldn't even do jobs. Like they couldn't work matches, he couldn't do jobs. And this is 10 years after that.
Jeez, I love how in a couple of years he's going to win the gimmick battle royal in WWE, and it's just because he can't go over the top rope.
Yeah. They're like, we didn't even know how he's going to get in the ring, but we sure can't throw him over the top rope.
He's just going to shatter like a Mortal Kombat finisher.
Oh, that's a load of steps, Bubba.
Oh, man.
He just loaded that boot before he kicked him. That's old school, son. Uh-oh, he's about to make him humble.
Oh, no. That weightlifting belt.
Keep your pants up, Butch.
That weightlifting belt's doing some serious work.
Boy, you ain't kidding. Have you ever seen that JCW, the Juggalo show video where he comes out without the singlet and you see what had become of his belly button?
Yeah, Violent J equated it to a light bulb.
One of them said it was a fish tank. The other said it was a light bulb when he goes to the bathroom in the middle of the night. He was wrestling Izzy High.
And they called him everything but Izzy High.
Oh my God. I love those JCW tapes, man. My little brother used to laugh our ass off watching those things. I got to interview Izzy High a few months ago, and of course, one of the main things I wanted to talk to him about was that match. The whole match, as they called it.
Oh, that looked like the easiest backbreaker ever. It's like one of those you give to your neighbor kid when you're joking around with them. You're like, backbreaker, you little scamp, and then you rustle their hair.
You had a different relationship with your neighbors. That's cool. Like,
I mean, he was 52 years old, too. He was confused. Why did you pull me out of my house? Where are my grandkids?
I'm just trying to check my mail.
I should have
Camel Clutch ain't what it used to be. Damn, he can't bend his knees enough to get any lower than that.
Oh, you know he's got a handle besides his toilet. Like, he has to.
Oh, yeah. Well, not now, but back then, yes.
Yes.
Back then.
He got golden toilet now. No.
I said, golden toilet in heaven.
Do we think that's where the Iron Sheik is? Let's be honest.
That's wishful thinking, Gene.
Oh, my God.
That's a legit senior citizen injury.
He looked like he slipped and fell at like a Denny's.
I was just about to say, you said Jeff Jarrett's DDT like a slip and fall. Now that was a legit slip and fall.
That does not
He's
look
try
good.
to sue this casino for that bump.
That's the way we used to walk on, like I said, when the Memphis in the 2007 era, when they had that big vinyl logo in the middle of the ring that would get you'd feel like that was the way you were going to fall on that thing and just have a slip and fall in the ring.
Like, whoever designed this has never been inside a wrestling ring before and had to walk across one, clearly, that put a big vinyl logo in the middle.
Oh, man.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, man. This is worse than I remember it.
Yeah. I mean, I know we sometimes criticize the dirt sheets on our show, but I think they nailed this one. They said this is the worst thing to ever happen on pay-per-view.
Oh, man. People paid for this.
Like 29,000 people, apparently. That was more than they were disappointed with the buy rate, and I was impressed.
Greg Valentine left the sheet gimmick in a turnbuckle.
Oh. They paid with more than money to watch this.
They are licking the shit out of these children. This is
it's not good. It's not a good look. And then
now you lick me. Nah.
Lower.
Is that Muda?
Hey,
oh no!
Sweetness coming down.
I like Stan Lane now. I was a Stan Lane
believe
mark.
me, buddy. We know you like
Stan Lane mark, man.
We heard all about your love of Stan Lane. I think the last time you had a drink on the show,
he was who I would have wanted to have been when I was younger.
Yes.
Tully doesn't look like he's aged from the neck down here.
I was gonna say, if he wore a mask like Mr. Wrestling 2, we would think it was the same exact guy. But
other than his wrist size, his wrists are a little smaller. I don't know how that happens, but it looks like, look at how small his wrists are. Is he losing bone mass in his wrist alone? Look at that.
Well, I was about to ask, how do you work out your wrist? But never mind. I'm afraid you would answer that question. Get Sherry back out here.
Definitely.
Look at how he sprung into that ring.
Look at them legs.
Look at him. Look at him.
One half of Midnight Express against one half of the Brain Busters.
Why is Stan the heel here? I mean, everybody thought Tully was a jerk back then.
Yeah, nobody liked Tully. I mean, when everybody was cheering Flair, Arn, everybody, they still booed Tully. Like, Tully would tag in and people would boo.
Yeah.
Damn.
But now that he's the babyface, tell you what, this show has been hampered by Josh just skipped a beat.
Was that Stacy Keebler's mom?
This show has been hampered by that little pyramid of the casinos touchdown pylon thing that's over in the corner. Now it's
It
completely
seems
gone.
like the main purpose of this whole show is for that to be there because they make sure they fix that as quick as they can. But
I love how Stan took an elbow to the back of the head and sold it with a cartwheel.
God damn.
They are wrestling like it is Madison Square Garden.
I gotta get my shine in.
Somebody pulled them aside and like, I don't know if you've seen that abortion of a tag team match we just had, but guys, you've got to go out there and raise the bar because that was horrendous.
We're gonna run him out.
Right.
You gotta do something.
And Tully's like,
Trying.
and you want me to be the baby face? This is like having this is like having Babe Ruth as your leadoff man, I guess. All right, let's do it.
Sweet Stan got the old Shawn Michaels boots on. I like that.
He does.
That's cool.
Well,
I noticed that in one of those Fabulous One matches. Like by now, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not lacing boots at my age. We're going motorcycle boots."
we met this guy a year later,
We did.
and he
And
had
I had to
Surprised he
fucking
wasn't
pull
still
you
talking about
off
the
air.
show.
Richard Lee left marks on him, like
Well-
from putting his arm around it.
I also remember he didn't have that upper crownal hair there in our pictures that we took with him. It's almost like dyeing it that color was probably not the greatest idea with it thinning.
And Uncle Danny was like, "All right, Richard, let's go. Let's go." And he's like, "All right, Mr. Stan, one more thing."
And those are plugs because that's why. Y'all remember that little stretch in Smoky Mountain where he wore the freaking helmet, like the little headgear, like a boxer would wear?
Yeah.
That was because he went and got hair plugs.
Okay, he must have gotten those after 2000 then.
What are you talking
No,
about?
that
Because-
was 93.
Yeah, 1993
Well,
is when.
He was completely, unless he did it again.
Well, he just like cut it short.
No, in our picture, he had the horseshoe. Like, I
I
know
don't know
that.
how long those things stay in. I don't know if they're forever. Or maybe he got it done by a cut rate, like Jerry Turman's hair plugs from,
Well,
wrestlers
the
or
last time
whatever.
I saw him, he had a head full of hair again. So that's why I was like, he must have had it done again.
He probably did. He probably sued the guy that fucked it up the first time and got it done right.
See, they told me you wasn't supposed to use a blowtorch on me to do this. Oh, man. Maybe I need to go see that guy. I'd like to get me a full head of hair again.
Look like Stan Lane.
Yep. I can only hope so. I'm going to die.
I don't think there's a hair transplant in the world that can make me look like Stan Lane at any point in his life.
Ricky Lake.
Why do they keep showing like average women?
He's annoyed women in the audience. Like, I didn't know all these wrestlers were going to be 50 and 60.
Somewhere in the back, it's like, y'all want to see a Mississippi 8?
These are choices that the fucking director is making. Hey, put the camera on her. She looks like she's pissed.
We can find all the hot women in the crowd. Like I said, a Mississippi 8. There we go.
Okay.
There's Dolly Parton's auntie.
They are. They're cutting to every
Now,
woman in this crowd.
that hairstyle had went out 10 years before.
Somebody got in the truck and like, look, quit showing all the freaking kids getting licked. Like, show some of the women out there. Like, well, they look very uninterested. Like, don't care. Look at this match. Of course
They're going to be turned on. Tully and Stan's in the ring. Well, this ain't 1986.
Oh
man.
Face first into the mat. That didn't go well at all. Trish Stratus's mom's not impressed.
I do something.
Well, there hasn't been one on here that Josh wouldn't take a crack at.
Yeah, even Dolly Parton's on it, probably.
It's late.
Back
It's
in my
late.
drinking days.
Oh man, I'd forgotten this match happened. As much
Well, there's
like,
no reason for you to remember it. But
it's one of those ring posts that had the support structure things that were welded on the outside. I hated those in WWE. Look at it.
he's trying to hold himself up by the apron.
I ain't taking that bump, brother.
Why are you going to do that on the floor?
Figure 4 on the floor.
You remember that
Just
baby?
talking major shit to him.
You remember that baby,
You piece
No.
of shit.
that old classic babyface move of putting a figure 4 on somebody outside the ring where no one can see it?
And then he gets up before you do. What the fuck?
Whoever put on this show must have thought you had to have a different referee for every single match. We've had a different ref in every match so far.
Oh man. He's got a sleeper on him.
He's got a sleeper on the crowd.
That's a deep sleeper hole too, man. No light showing in that. Oh man, he nicked it.
I was like, didn't feel it. Don't sell it.
Oh my God.
Oh, now it's kicked in. It wasn't the turnbuckle that hurt him. It's just that, after you get kicked in the nuts, it takes like a few minutes.
You're right. I was like, looked like me been down to pick a shoe up. Here we go.
Somebody just whistled. Somebody is doing the whistling noise on this tape.
There we go.
Shit. Oh man.
Poor Tully needed to get him some hair plugs.
Yeah, you can. This might be a toupee he's wearing.
Nah.
Dude, I'm telling you, less than a year later, this man had no crown or hair at the OVW
he
show.
Had like a short buzz cut.
It's on our Facebook. We'll have to look it up. But yeah.
Tully got his shoulder up. Stan had his shoulders down.
Another pissed off woman.
I was like, what the hell?
Why am I watching this? I could be playing craps, Tony.
This is the craps.
One enthused woman.
Like, yay.
That was the perfect impersonation of what I would think she would sound like. I'm glad he won.
I was waiting for Tully Blanchard. Oh, he's gonna slingshot suplexes that. Oh, damn it, Tully.
And it looks like it hurt Tully. He's like, damn it.
Hurt him wrists.
Like, all right, I think we put in enough time.
This is the way.
Somebody's like, we're gonna have one half the Brainbusters gets one half the Midnight Express, and they're like, Arn Anderson versus Bob Eaton. No,
the way Stan's leaving this should have been literally the way he came out. Like it's like the one man gang looks like right here. He's like, God, I don't want to do this.
Damn, had to move that fridge yesterday. Hurt my back.
Oh man,
yeah, he's kind of walking like Iron Sheik, man. Them knees are.
I would have much rather had Akeem.
Oh, yeah.
Akeem was entertaining.
He was going to be the first black WWF heavyweight champion. That's what Slick said on Arsenio.
1 year before this, I was on a show in Greenwood, Mississippi. Sammy Hall brought his ring down there, and the semi-main event was the one-man gang versus King Mabel. Sammy's like, oh my God, my ring's going to be destroyed. They did. They bent every bar on that ring.
Oh, that's not good.
Here we go. This is going to, what do the kids call it? This is going to be a banger.
Maybe he did have it cut really short. I don't know why I was thinking he just had no hair. I'm looking at it now. His sides were definitely longer than the top. It threw me off when I saw it. I was like, you're sweet, Stan Lane. Why does your hair look like that?
That's not too sweet to me.
Richard's going to be clinging on the Stan Lane for the rest of the show, Josh. We've lost him.
That was the best part of the show so far. Who is this in the robe? I didn't.
That was
Abdullah the Butcher, son.
Oh, jeez.
You don't recognize Abdullah?
Well, he was in some kind of robe thing.
He already going in for the kill.
Man, he was just whacking at the top of his head. That manager is Honest John Cheatham, in case you was wondering.
Step right up. Everyone get your hepatitis C here. Hepatitis C. Everybody in the ring after my match is going to be exposed. Oh,
the
man.
key is you want to get your match on before Abby. All right? Don't ask why. Just do it.
And you'll know if you've been infected because your tan will start turning yellow.
Man, I can't drink no more beer. It makes me feel weird now.
I was driving home the other night after warning, was passing out.
He's still getting hell.
We'll have to come up with a new character named Johnny Jaundice or something.
Jumping Johnny Jaundice. Oh, J3.
Let me tell you this. I'm in there
He
for
is
3
still
minutes
hitting-
and I'm going to win this match because 3 minutes is all I've got of energy.
He has dug that blade in his head at least 5 times so far. Like, you keep seeing him go up there with it. Like, give it a break, dude.
Yeah. Do you think at some point he could, Jesus Christ.
Here he goes
He's
again.
still whacking.
Yeah. You would think
God.
at some point he could just touch his head and it would bleed because it's so mangled.
Speaking of Violent J earlier, every time I seen Abdullah after watching that JCW, he's still doing it. When he said that, quote, Abdullah's titties look like the chocolate chip pancakes from IHOP. I could never watch another Abdullah match the same ever again.
I love how he bled on the crowd, exposing the innocent people to it.
A good thing all them kids are there, right?
Like a freaking Gallagher show at this point.
I was so
Oh, I'm not gonna go in on him.
I was so like against Abby doing that with people until I heard that Hannibal interview, and I'm like, that's probably wasn't a bad game.
Abdullah gave me Hep C, and I was going to be a WWF superstar if he hadn't done that.
I remember
That guy's the worst.
I remember the video that he was on, like it was like a 2020, and he was just bawling, and he was talking about how he was going to be like a champion and stuff. And it's like, I don't.
Yeah. He claimed that he had just signed with WWE, and they were getting ready to push him against Austin or some crap. It's like, yeah, dude, come on.
Yeah.
So then he had to settle for being the the worst interviewer in the history of shoot interviews, which is saying something because there's been some awful ones. But I mean, he makes fucking Feinstein look like Ted Koppel. I mean,
or that dude that does Feinstein, he fills in for Feinstein.
yeah.
He's like,
I was
so.
like the dude that does Feinstein. It'd be like 3.
Well, yeah, but the other
That
guy,
kid.
He's like, so tell me about the Red Warrior days.
like, oh,
What are
God, I
your
can't.
What are your memories when Brett and Sean got in that locker room fight? I've never been to the WWF. Oh, okay. Well, did you see it on TV?
Did you hear about it? Oh man. Every time I see Abdullah, I can't forget about the Chamber of Horrors, him like shaking. Like he sold being electrocuted good. Very good. She
Crowd
looked,
shots are worth it alone.
yeah, she looked more excited than she should have been at this point. Now I'm thinking they're just showing B-roll of excited crowd members. Like before the show, they were like, "All right, let's get everybody looking happy. Get the announcer out there. Everybody look happy. Smile."
No, they're like, you got in that Doobie Brothers footage? Just put some of them women up.
So, imagine how different this match would have looked if it had been Abdullah the Butcher versus Akeem the African Dream. I don't know if he could have came out to Jive Soul Bro or not. Yeah, he's getting after it.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
God.
Lord,
Oh,
that's-
God.
Hep
Oh,
C.
freaking cute, dude.
As big as he is, you got to think there was like so much trans fat in that blood. You ever get fat on Abdullah blood? Like in retrospect now, looking at this, and you're going, he's definitely got Hep C. How did One Man Gang not get it? Or is he just living unknowingly with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably just, hasn't been tested. And it's like, hey, if you don't know, it don't count, right? Like it can't get you if you don't know you got it.
Don't they have like a cure for that now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hannibal is cured.
That was like a silent thing too. It's like one day you're talking about, how bad Hep C is, and they're like, well, there's a cure for that now. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah, for the last like 5 years.
That's literally
Yeah, they
how
found
I
a cure, and
out.
people are like, don't tell Hannibal.
That's how I found out about it.
What, from Hannibal?
Yes, he was like, I was cured. I thought he was full of shit. I was like, oh, whatever. Sure.
Gosh,
you're
I
cured.
told you with my Hep C with the WWE, they still won't sign me. So anyway, what are your memories of USWA?
Like, God,
Oh, yeah.
it's like he interviews people that you don't. It doesn't seem like he's ever even seen them wrestle before. Like he just asks them like the most random, generic questions half the time.
And then it's like 250,000 views.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what makes you mad.
How much were they paying these guys to get color? Oh Jesus, my shoulder, Abby.
Oh God.
Here, you need some more cuts on the
And Abby
area.
slips on the blood in the ring.
Ooh,
Oh man.
selling it.
He had the fork in Gang's mouth as well, so yeah, he's for sure living with it.
Yeah. Oh, and he throws it to the crowd. The blood-covered fork. Look at those college kids that are going to have jaundicey skin tomorrow, thinking that they just got it from too much
That
blood.
guy.
He like
That dude's gonna be eating a frozen burrito with that fork tomorrow.
Yeah. You know, all his friends are like, lick it, lick it.
You ain't got hair on your balls if you don't lick that damn thing.
I'll show you.
Okay, he's gonna fall out in somebody's lap, bleeding like God.
Oh, and
I don't remember this match being this bloody. Do you?
he just flung his hair back and threw blood all over everybody. Oh man. You think about it nowadays, if you were to get bloody and sling your bloody hair into a crowd and they caught something, even if you didn't have it, if they caught something,
Yeah,
your ass is going to get sued.
If they caught something 3 years later, be like, yep, it was some of that blood got on me
Yeah.
back at that wrestling show. Guys,
mean-
these truly are the heroes of wrestling right here. I mean,
Those are the
Bam
guys
Bam Bundy right there.
telling them to take it home.
We've been telling
Hey,
them
man,
for
you watch
7
quit waiting on
minutes.
them kids.
Oh,
Event security. You know, if you can't pull an 85-year-old one-man gang and Abby off of each other, oh, look at that. Rub my blood
Elder
right on your
Nicholas,
shirt
get
there.
off him kids now.
Oh,
don't get the blood on kids out there.
we got to make sure, mate, that we get out there and lick all the children before Abby gets out there.
Don't worry, mate. We'll lick the blood off.
Abby's not bleeding anymore. Like, he is somehow clean of all blood. That means somewhere a kid in the front row just got infected.
Is that Bill Stone right there?
It may be. Guys, get the fuck out of here.
He's
You
pushing
know what they
him.
say about Abby, guys?
Big, he's black, and he is mean.
Doesn't like Hep C make you thin? Like, doesn't it like
Well,
so
not.
eat away at your body?
Because if so, that would have been his defense in court, where he would have definitely won in court against Hannibal. He gave me Hep C. Like, do you see this guy? Does he want to give that Hep C?
Is he trying to pull on his penis right there? It looked like he's like, I give up. I'll tug it.
No, that was Gang's only defense because he had his blade hands in his eyes. You see that?
And he's like, don't tug it because I'll blade that too. I've done it.
The people are cheering that the fight is gone.
Like, oh, thank God. There you
Oh
go.
no.
All right, Eddie.
Now, Cowboy Bob was a great worker back in his. Cowboy Bob looked like he was going to knock that guy out, and the guy,
Stan Lane's kid.
the guy put it on the kid. He's like,
They
the
both
kid
had his hair
grabbed
done.
you.
Randy
He's
Orton's
wearing the
Diddy.
same outfit from 1984.
Oh yeah.
Now, didn't Bob Orton, didn't he have Hep C as well?
Yes. Sober Lou
I
Albano.
think we're seeing where he got it from.
The heroes of Hep C. That was a theme here, I believe.
I think
Every
this might,
wrestler has Hep C.
is this where he got it? Are we looking at the infection?
Patient zero was Abdullah the Butcher. He infected half the card.
Yeah, I just remember they did a blood angle with Bob Orton and in WWE, and somebody got mad because he didn't disclose that he had Hep C at the time, or they found out afterwards.
Yeah, I remember
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah,
It involved Taker, didn't it?
yeah. Like Taker was pissed, from what I remember,
This is bullshit.
because no one told him. You know,
You're trying to make my liver rest in peace.
oh Jesus.
So I feel like they sold this like, hey, we're going to have two guys from the main event of the first WrestleMania. And they're like, Hulk Hogan? No. Mr. T? No. Roddy Piper? No. Mr. Wonderful? Like, no, the two guys in the corners that didn't actually wrestle.
Right.
But they did get involved in the finish.
At this point, it had been
that fucking cast on still.
16 years since that.
Yeah. You can hardly tell, right? I mean,
Oh, man. That was before Snooka had killed that woman.
No, that was after.
Oh,
no,
really?
that was after.
Okay.
No, that was well after. That's one of the reasons I think he wasn't in a match.
That kid's already
like,
feeling the effects of the Hep C.
Yeah.
He was like glitching out. Did you see him?
Yep.
Anybody else feeling Hep C?
I feel my liver shrinking up. My little tiny chopped liver.
Hey, we might have to have you do your age research here, Josh. So, Jamie in the comments from YouTube said it's Snooka in his late 50s here, and then he says Orton looks like he smoked a pack of Winstons that night. I'm sure he did.
He had him rolled up in his tights.
I'm sure he put one out right before he came through the curtain.
I'm gonna say
Lord.
old Bob is 54 here, and Snooka is 58.
Snooka no sold that suplex, and Bob doesn't understand what has happened.
Snooka just popped up like one of those boxing punching bags you had as a kid, you know, that had like Snoopy on it or whatever. It just springs back up.
This might be where Bob got Hep C and the first stages of Snooka's dimension. He took that suplex. He was like, he got back up like, where am I, brother?
brother. I'm stiff.
So Orton is like 48, 49 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see about
Yeah.
Jimmy Snooka.
That is unreal.
Snooka was born in 1943, so he's 56.
Wow.
They don't look like that nowadays, right? Like 48-year-olds do not look like this old, do they?
He lived a
No,
hard life.
I mean, well, yeah. That's true, but still, like, man, I'm just perplexed by that. Like, good God.
He said, "Oh, brother, my sciatica acting up." Brother.
He's going to give him a talking to about that stalled suplex. You ever give me that stalled suplex again, brother? I kill you and make it look like an accident.
You make me so fucking mad, brother. I'd rather kill you, brother.
I say you slipped in taking a piss outside.
What was in Captain Lou's hand? It looked like he had a bag of Coke in his hand right then when he pointed at Orton.
It definitely wasn't a drink. Sober Captain Lou was so fucking bored.
He don't even have the rubber bands on his face.
Uh-uh.
That
He's
does
just
sound like a drunk thing to do.
yeah, definitely. He was a religious Captain Lou at this point.
Oh, was he?
Pretty sure.
Is that the one where he was like doing Mario Brothers talks and
Oh,
saying
no.
if you lie?
I'm pretty sure he was drunk Captain Lou then.
Yeah.
He didn't become sober Captain Lou until like the mid 90s, I think, or later 90s.
I just remember a
Later 90s, because he was not sober Captain Lou in the early 90s for the Herb Abrams UWF. He was doing some coke right before they turned the camera on, I'm quite sure, because he was yelling and screaming a bunch of nonsense.
I was thinking though, when he came back in the mid 90s with the head shrinkers and they were good or something, like he was beginning sober then, maybe not. He definitely was sober Captain Lou here. That's why he's so bland.
Yeah, because when he came back with head shrinkers, he lost all that weight and he wasn't on coke and he was just like real this blah. Jamie says, by the way, you guys are posting great stuff lately with no W result. That's great. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you.
Try to do what we can when we can. But I was never like a big Captain Lou fan back in the day, but the more of that old stuff I've gone back and watched, like I went from thinking, yeah, I didn't really care for Captain Lou to like, God, Captain Lou was the shits. Like I don't know how he ever got on TV ever.
I guess
all his promos were absolute nonsense. Like,
yeah, he was so far into the sauce on most of them, like it just didn't make sense. But I think it's kind of like he was a mixture of like Handsome Jimmy and the Ultimate Warrior in the sense of it was kind of like entertaining to watch Captain Lou promo, but you didn't know what the fuck he was saying.
And he didn't know what he was saying, and nobody cared.
I don't know, dude.
Ask Jimmy's
Even-
more fun to me, but I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
maybe it's just because, grew up on him in Memphis and that whole jazz. But yeah, Jamie says Lou actually bladed himself. Have y'all ever seen that video of Lou like cutting himself with a freaking X-Acto knife at ringside, like during a WWF match? Like, it's the craziest.
Educate
It's out
me.
there.
What would I
we
put
may
in
have to-
YouTube?
I don't know if it's not on YouTube. I'll have to try to find it. It was on like not the recent WWE network, but it was on like the WWE on demand or
24/7
whatever
or
it
whatever
was,
it was.
24/7. And I don't know where it lives now, but I can track it down. I'm sure it's in my DVD collection somewhere. But it would get pulled off of YouTube, I'm sure, if we try to put it there. So we may have to do a Patreon one day to watch that.
Captain Lou cut himself up.
Bob Orton's wearing volleyball knee pads here, it looks like.
Extra support on your knees.
I always hated wearing volleyball knee pads. It felt like I was going to turn my knee.
Yeah. I remember some of those shindy guys that would have like those big volleyball knee pads. They were like huge in the front. Like David Cox down in Boone. They're trying to get him to sign this poster while he's running his mouth on TV. You sign this, Captain Lou? I remember you was on the Super Mario show.
You and that Cyndi Lauper.
Some of those volleyball knee pads back then looked like they had strapped a Serta sleeper mattress on their knees. That's
Yeah,
how thick
exactly.
they were.
They were absurd.
I had some Franklin ones that I bought when I was a teenager, and I went outside just jumping as high as I could and landing on my knees.
It's always
Never
good to do
felt
that.
Jimmy Snooka clearly has a bulging disc. You see that? You can see it in
You
his
can
lower
see
back.
it. You don't even need an MRI. You just look at it. It's right there. There's where it is.
God, it has to hurt.
Oh,
Sad
man.
thing is, like, I don't know about Orton, but like Jimmy Snuka is not just wrestling here for like love of the game. Like he has to do this. Like
He's
you
got
know what I mean?
like the light bill and shit.
Gotta pay that rent, brother.
I do that show and I went in Biloxi and I turn my heat back on. Oh, man. Yeah,
Look
you
at
can
that
see
disc.
it. You can see it right there at the L4, L5 location.
Yeah, that's disturbing. Now that you pointed out, I can't unsee it. That's all I'm seeing.
Every bump is just like, oh.
I do this show in the one at in the one in Biloxi. I'll get this tumor removed. In the days before GoFundMe,
The spinal fluid just it has nowhere else to go.
you had to just work through the pain to get life-saving surgeries.
Iron Sheik had a fucking a light bulb on his stomach, and Jimmy's got one on his back.
On his back, yeah.
Oh my god!
You think maybe he had a back surgery and that's just the scarification from it?
Perhaps.
Circular knot type scar?
I mean, like Jamie pointed out in the comments, at one point he was jumping off cages into freaking boxing rings for the WWF back in the day. That couldn't have been too easy on him.
I don't know how all the barefoot wrestlers did it without breaking their toes.
Oh, I don't either.
Or their heels,
Yeah,
you know what I
bruising
mean?
them heels.
I mean, I don't like walking through my house barefooted, much less like climbing a cage.
Is the cowboy sniffing his armpit?
Oh,
Well, that'll do it. That's a decisive win right there.
what if Captain Lou's like, was that the what has he got in his hand? That's a bag of something.
When they were talking over the finish in the back, they're like, Cowboy, I want you to just pass out into his armpit. We'll count to 3. Is that the
Captain.
finish? That's the finish.
Captain, hold my stash.
Not out.
Keep it in your hand, not in your pocket, in your hand, brother.
Everybody's celebrating like Jimmy Snuka just won.
It's all he can do to climb, and he's fixing to bail off. The
Man, this is
no.
Oh, bro.
We're gonna get a superplex. Are we gonna get a Bob Orton freaking superplex in 1999?
Well, that disc won't be bulging very much after that. It'll be bursted. A bursted disc.
Hey, brother, I got this thing on my back. I need to get it popped.
I don't know if you saw it. Of course I saw it, Daddy. I saw it. I can see it from the front.
I'm gonna fix it.
We
Here
use
we
that. We use that as a landmark to get here from St. Louis.
They call me Dr. Bob. Here we go.
Look at Bob thinking about his life decisions that led him here.
Hope I don't kill this son of a bitch.
Who's holding his leg? Oh,
Oh, come on.
hope I don't kill
Snooka's like, you're gonna have to suplex me because I can't get down from here. Like, it's the only way I'm coming off this top turnbuckle.
He hit that gas can.
1, 2.
Wait, did they not count to 3 a minute ago?
No, we're acting like they didn't.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a
Orton's
hell
like,
of
you
a
can't
finish.
count a 10 when my nose was in his armpit. Like, that's not legal.
It's a hell of a finish. Bob, we're gonna have you naturally pass out on him.
It is
Oh,
like the
John.
St. John.
You all recognize he's a legend. Come on, Jake, get on in here. The
Here we
folks
go.
want to hear from you.
You know what I'm saying right now is this. You know, you get a casino, and everybody says, well, gosh, a casino, you should gamble. Let me tell you something, Hamble. You don't want to play cards with me because I'll cheat. Okay? I cheat. You want to play 21? I got 22. You want to play blackjack? I got 2 of those too. You want to play aces and eights? Maybe I got too many of those too. Bottom line is this. You do not gamble with me. The only time you should gamble is this. Listen to me. When you walk in a casino and you want to gamble, the main thing is you should realize this. To gamble, you must accept losing. I don't accept losing. And neither does Damien. Damien, my friend, Damien is right here. You see Damien?
Yeah, he just stuck his
Now
head
I'm
out at us.
freaking pile
He's
of
telling a
stuff,
story like Coco did
You don't
about
want to
first.
see this, do you? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. No, I tell you what, Anvil. Go ahead, Anvil. Roll the dice.
That snake looks dead.
Mr. Cameraman, get your ass back up
He
here.
looks unattended, really.
Hello?
Like shit.
I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Get the
sorry.
camera back up here. That is not what you need to worry about, Anvil.
Sounds like what you would sound like if you were drunk, coming home with a snake in a bag, talking to your wife. That's not what you need to worry about right now.
Worry about the DDT. DDT.
The reason why I didn't Uber here because I lost our car.
DDT.
Get Michael St.
DDT.
John say.
DDT. DDT. Think about it.
A man of his word, Jake the Snake Roberts. Back to ringside.
Think about it, and a man of his word.
Fucked up like a soup sandwich, dude. That was, oh my God. Now I regret that when we were in Jackson back in September and Michael St. John was there, that I didn't go up to him and be like, dude, please tell me about what it was like trying to interview Jake the Snake at the Heroes of Wrestling. 'Cause I've never really heard him talk about that.
Yeah, well,
It's got a scar into this day.
what would have been funny is if they cut back to Michael St. John after Jake says, think about it. And he just goes, I think that damn snake's dead. Just something out of the blue. Oh.
Or they just cut back to him and he's like, kids, don't do drugs.
He rammed the snake into the fucking apron, the
Giving it
corner.
a good rug burn.
Scotty in the comments. Yes, Scotty, this is the one where he jerked off the snake. Like, this is... Stick around. We'll get there.
Oh, jeez.
There's the anvil over there.
If you were to tell me, like, the fact that he is still alive defies all logic. You know what I mean? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy he is. I don't want it to sound like that, but like where he was at, and you look at some other people that didn't have those demons that have passed. It's like, dang, dude is so lucky that he's alive.
This reminds me once again, I have got to, like, I was on 2 different shows where Jake wrestled Tommy Rich at this same period of time in '99. And I've got to ask Tommy about those matches. Oh my God. It's some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And Tommy's out there just basically wrestling a freaking crash test dummy, you know? I mean, I watched Tommy in Boonville, Mississippi hook Jake around the waist, sweep his legs, and give himself a DDT, basically.
Jake's like, this is my good shirt. I don't want to leave it in the ring. He'll take it off backstage.
Here comes the...
That fucker Abby's been bleeding everywhere.
Hold your kid up, Jake. That is the worst parent of all time. Watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Big Mama.
He's like, what are we doing? He's like, oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed an assault.
He's in his mind. He's Stan Lane.
You can't say Heroes of Wrestling wasn't fan friendly. They were giving out lap dances and Hep C like a mother, wasn't they?
Licking kids. I mean,
I'm glad Samu gave him his britches back. He's like, you want to borrow my boots? No. Which are real cowboy boots, by the way.
Yeah. Now, I witnessed this too. Jake would pull up to the arena in like an 89 Firebird, just exactly as you see him right now. Those boots, those same exact pants, probably had not been washed since this show, and in like a stained up t-shirt. And he would roll out of the car and go straight to the ring like that. So he would stay in the car until it was bell time because he had warrants. And he would tell you that. Like, I ain't coming in there warrants. And then he would stagger into the ring dressed like he is now and bumble his way through a match. And they'd spend most of it laying on the mat because he couldn't get up. And then
and y'all let him
Tommy
drive
Rich
home.
basically, like I say, gave himself a DDT, pulled Jake on top of him, and he won.
I love how he thinks the imaginary line of like, I'm not in the building, I'm in my car.
Yeah.
You can't get me here for a show
Like
about
there's posters all over 3 counties saying you're going to be
right
at this freaking building tonight.
It says
And,
bell time.
you know,
not
there's
my
a
match
rule
time.
that says you can't be arrested from the ring, apparently. So
right.
that's just law. That's Are you sure those aren't sweats? Yes, Scotty, those are exactly. That's exactly what those are. Sweatpants. Ultimate Mania from YouTube says Anvil was a crack smoker during his career. Well, he was, but I'll give Anvil this. He held it together better than Jake. Like if you look in the ring right now and go, one of these guys is on crack, you're not going to say the Anvil right now.
It's not really doing much for the stereotype of crack makes you thin.
No.
It's like that old Arlie Lang bit. What are you doing? Putting that stuff on cheeseburgers? That snake might be dead.
That's on the toy.
It has not moved. Well, there it goes.
It's moving a little
it's
bit.
waking up a little bit.
Well, he gave it some crack too, so it's disoriented.
It looks like it's moving
The hole's
around.
right there. It won't even go out the hole.
It's scared. It's like I don't want out there.
Right now, it look kind of it's moving around like a teenager wearing sweatpants, isn't it?
It's doing the fucking snake version of peeping through the blinds.
Oh, it's morning time.
Oh shit! There's the cops out there.
I wish they'd show us Bill Burr again. I'd like to hear what he has to say about Jake. You know, that's fucking Jake the Snake. He's all cracked out. I think that snake's fucking dead.
Any self-respecting person has left by now. Well, let's go gamble the house away. I ain't sitting here watching this, Brenda. Let's
we
go.
kidding? We ain't got no house right now.
They can't take the house if they can't find the house. Because we can move it. It's on wheels, by God.
They can't take the house because he's in one of those pay by the week motel rooms.
Honey, our kids have been licked and bled upon. We've got to go.
This match went on longer than I remember it. Well, that's an interesting hammerlock reversal. And was like, just do it.
He's like, shit, he's trying to shit on me.
You know, Jake has that podcast and they do watch alongs.
Oh,
I would love for Jake to watch this and have to. Now, here's what I was thinking here. I wish I had some crack.
That snake is too big to be irresponsibly handled. Like, I'm just,
It's almost like in his condition, he shouldn't have an animal.
especially one that's not like a predator. You know what I mean?
He's out there trying to tell him he's out of the bag.
He's honed in on one kid. He's locked in on that son of a bitch. He can't fed me in no fucking week. All he does is smoke crack.
That snake does not look very alive, does it?
He's locked in, dude. Predator mode.
Snake passed out. Now you have
Instead of a
malnutrition.
canvas bag, it's like a plastic lined bag.
Get back in the bag.
He's fixing to strike.
Oh boy, here we go.
Get back in there. He's going to strike.
If you were the promoter in the back, when would you say they've lost control of the match?
Okay, well, we've officially have right now. Here it is. Look at my huge penis. It's a pecker. Look at my pecker.
And the women are just
It
clapping.
winked at you. It winked at you. This is on pay per freaking view. Somebody's sitting at home in 1999 going, I paid to watch this. I paid to watch Jake jack off his freaking Damien here.
Now they're just showing the crowd because they're like, Jake's
Because
being
I-
inappropriate. So
What's he doing, Daddy?
looks like he's
look.
peeing.
You remember that time I walked in and you were doing that, but it wasn't a snake. It was your shut up, sit down. Oh my
It was
god!
Uncle Randy. Oh man.
Poor snake.
Is there anything less dignified from having after jerking off your snake, having to put it back in the bag and brought it to the ring?
Bundy,
on, Bundy,
like,
like, what the
God damn it, there's kids out here. Get the fuck out of here.
I know I look like a giant penis, but I don't stroke myself. You got 5 seconds to put that away.
Get the Chiron for him. It's the first person to have one tonight.
I would love to know what Bundy just said based on that smirk that the animal just had on his face.
Oh my god.
Oh man,
It looked like the ref jumped him too.
it almost looked like Anvil stabbed him in the back is why he sold that. Like, oh Jesus, he got me.
Oh shit, that was my lung.
I think a fun exercise for somebody for like a YouTube video would be, what would Vince be saying on the headset if he was directing this show in 1999?
That's fucking hot.
Send Harley Race out there to set the ring on fire.
I've never thought of that.
Keep going, keep going.
Johnny, take notes.
Oh man.
Borrow Jake's snake and bring it over to that chick's apartment tonight. I got an idea.
He didn't secure the bag again.
We can just get in the office, boss.
Okay, boss. Why did you want me to bring tacos?
Don't worry about it.
Taco Tuesday, Johnny.
Oh man.
Taco number Tuesday, if you know what I mean.
Now poor King Kong Bundy has to be the manager. Because you know that old alliance between King Kong Bundy and Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Anvil's a fucking saint for just keeping going, you know?
Bundy the brain out there.
He's like, some bitch won't. He don't want to wrestle. He wants to fight now. He's in that
He's
drunk
like-
phase of fighting.
Bundy's like, I've done this shit for 20 years. That I've never seen anything this off the rails in my life. Like, and it's on TV. Like, this ain't just some random house show.
Jake's confused. He's like, didn't we just get the bag and put the snake out? Like, why are we still wrestling?
Hang on, I'm gonna get the snake out again. Bundy's like, tag me. Like, it's not a tag match. Like, what are you doing?
I think it turns into that, though. doesn't
It does in a minute.
I mean, to their point, they still have the crowd, which is weird.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Shows you how starved Mississippians are for entertainment.
Well, anybody
Yeah.
loves a car wreck, Richard Lee. Come on.
Bundy's kicking him in the ribs for
Because
real.
it is a shoot now. Animal's really holding him, and Bundy is kicking him.
Well, they hadn't even called for the bell. Like, hell. The ref's like, who am I to judge, at this point? I've seen some things.
Mr. Stone, what's the return date for this? Yeah, we're going to cancel that right now.
It's Yokozuna.
God.
Oh, I'm just thinking like everything keeps changing with this match, and like eventually it's just going to be like one of them Starcade point bases.
Somebody was back there going, "Go Yoko, go!" Like, no, we're the next match. Like, just go on down there. Like, this is hey, we're flipping everybody off now.
Oh my
gosh!
It looks like he's hiding Samu in the back of his tight. Like he's got both those other Samoans in there.
If you look closely, you'll see Damien moving.
He got his hair braided.
That is not good, man. That is not good.
And he went to like food rehab and shit. That's what I don't get. Like,
he came back,
dude,
like that.
He's smuggling KFC and shit in there. Like, they said that people was giving him. He was paying people to buy, like smuggle food in for him and stuff.
Yeah.
Who was it? Clearly,
they were saying he was like eating like chicken dipped in mayonnaise. He's just dipping it in mayonnaise. Like, just God, man.
Oh, WWE Network had been around at this time. Like a reality show of like Jake and Yoko in rehab together. Jake for drugs and him for food, and it just doesn't work out at all.
I'm gonna tell you this much right now. You swing at Yokozuna and you miss that big of a target. It's kind of
too quick, man.
You kind of really wanted to hit the guy that was holding him.
He's still flipping off.
You didn't have
He
to
has
kick
no
me like
idea.
that.
There's little Bundy down there.
Yeah.
It's his son.
That's Bill
King Kong
Stone.
Bundy Jr. Oh, look at that. You got his son Junior down there.
King Kong Bundy was the only one that had it worked into his contract that he got a Chiron. He's the only one that's come out there like King Kong Bundy. Heroes are wrestling.
Up. As he's walking through the curtain, he's like, "Put it up." They're like, "You're not listening to your match. Put it up." Okay.
Oh man,
This man is watching his investment just peel away from his.
this
hand.
ain't even the main event. Look at Jake.
Like,
That's the way I feel right now.
you
Why
imagine
did they-
being Jake watching this, like now that he's clean, and you like go back and watch this and be like, yeah, not my best day. I might have had a problem at the time.
Yoko and Bundy are just circling each other as Jake's getting bit.
he's talking to you. Win the match, in.
Nobody knows, Jake. Nobody knows.
They need to use this footage in that documentary that DDP used. That should have been the thing started.
Yeah.
I guess you're wondering how I got here right now.
Right.
I was too. Turns out it was an 89 Firebird.
You show that and you go, that was 20 years ago. I don't know. I'm still alive. It's like, good
No one
gosh.
is still alive.
Oh, man. Now the bigger guys are just standing around. Like, yeah. God bless Anvil. He's still trying.
I'm going to hit him with 2 chairs at the same
But
time.
he's
This
acting like they're on fire the way he's handling
is
it.
over.
Jeez.
I bet he was trying with everything he had to knock that son of a bitch out. Let's put an end to this right now.
And now they're like, well, now we got to try to get some heat on Yoko. Oh,
In
man.
the comments, Straight Chad said the smaller bald guy is Ping Pong Bundy. That's a good call. What does he do? He's seeing shit. He was punching himself there.
Come on, Pancreas. Work.
You think Grizzly's waking him up for school again?
Jesus.
That's what they call a kill shot right there, Sam. Bundy was going for broke. He's like, we're going to do this right now.
Where do you think you're gonna get color, Jake? I didn't either.
Birds out there. Ah, Bundy just trying to kill this son of a bitch. I just shoot him.
Quit! He's already dead. Oh man. Man,
Even
Bundy.
the promoters joking. You fucking me up. I'm not paying you.
First Abby ruins the security deposit. Now this.
Jake's like, I got 2 blackjacks. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean?
You don't play 21. I have 22.
22.
Well, then
You're
must
over.
know.
You lose.
Right.
You've clearly never played.
You don't play blackjack, which is the same thing.
I got 2 of them.
Lost all my money on 21 and blackjack.
No, he
Neidhart's
lost his
like,
money.
Brett is making millions of dollars right now, and I'm clusterfucking in a casino with this bunch. Like,
Can you
my
imagine
life is
Thanksgiving that year? Anvil talking to Brett and all that. Oh, God.
He just pinned
So-
him and he did not kick out.
He can't keep his foot off the rope. Yeah, Brett calls him thing. So Anvil, how did that casino thing go? I'd rather not talk about it.
Right. You'll see.
Abby's bleeding everywhere. Yeah.
Surprised they didn't send Abby back out there. Like, Abby, gang, get back out there.
Act like you were still fighting.
Abby be cutting his head on his way down the aisle.
Don't cut Jake. He'll bleed to death.
Did they he took his boot off?
Give me back my boots.
He still looks like the guy that gets kicked out of the bar. One boot.
Oh, you got? Best you got?
What if he would have had a hole in one of his socks? That would have been hilarious.
Oh, they probably do. It's not HD
mean, this-
cameras back then.
This don't even resemble a wrestling match anymore. Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like, they're just beating up Jake Roberts on pay-per-view at this
He
point.
keeps
can't
low
get him out of
blowing
the ring.
everybody. That's his comeback. He just low blows people. All right, the finish. is
Hot
I'm gonna hit you in
tag.
the nuts. I'm gonna hit you in the nuts. And then oh man, I'm surprised they could call him Yokozuna. I think they had just said screw it at this point. We'll call him whatever we want. If Vince sues us, whatever.
Yeah. We ain't having another show anyway.
It ain't gonna be the worst thing that happens. As tuck my sweatpants into socks. Jake
2,
Roberts.
3. That's how you know this was like we got to get out of here. Bundy didn't even demand 2 more.
He wouldn't go for 5.
He rolled out.
He was just happy they got 3.
We're not gonna press our luck with this
He
one.
said nope.
I love how Jake kind of looks like he's doing a Sabu gimmick now because he tucks his pants into his socks.
Oh,
Looking at the
Next one will
ceiling
get
for
moisture
holding
in there. my windows got they're not really good. They get more than dew in there.
Somebody's like, I didn't see it. Did Jake lose? No, we all lost on this one. Uh-oh, Yoko's got him a snack.
Oh my god.
Let me hold him this way to DDT him.
He's doing that mouth breathing pretty hard there, ain't he?
Mhm.
Nobody knows what's going
Oh.
on. Oh, Lord.
DDT, dude. DDT would have been a better option. This is out in his stocks now.
Lock feet.
He tried. I'm gonna shock the hell out of somebody. Build up enough static electricity.
Oh,
Of course,
here we
this
go.
is just like earlier.
Everybody clear. I'm gonna break this kid's heart back.
What is he doing?
Oh God.
Oh. Wow, I thought that was just a really tall sock. His leg was just that white.
Right.
Oh my! Was that it?
His-
was that the
his-
main
that
event?
was his
That
ankles.
was it.
His ankles
Oh.
were the size of Tully Blanchard's wrists.
You cut out a Public Enemy match in there. I vaguely remember Public Enemy wrestling. Was
think
it LOD?
No. You're thinking of that Dennis Rodman Down Under thing.
Maybe so.
That
Maybe
wasn't
so.
on this.
Because they were about the same time.
I cut out a Too Cold Scorpio Julio De Niro match.
That's what, and it was actually a pretty decent match.
Yeah, I knew there wasn't much fun to be had there, so I cut it out. But yeah, the Road Warrior Public Enemy thing you're thinking of was that Rodman Down Under Australian pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But
Now
yeah,
that
the
you say
Scorpio
that.
match was in between Valentine and Steele and the Bushwhackers. Well, they couldn't call them the Bushwhackers; they were called the Men Down Under.
Couldn't call them the sheep herders. I mean, fuck that.
Yeah,
That almost killed me.
old perverts. Good God.
I'm gonna shock the piss out of somebody. That's the only defense I have left: nut shots and shocking people.
Man, Jake was out there fighting for his life.
Yeah. Anvil tags out to Bundy, and he's like, "Watch out now! He'll shock the shit out of you."
That's why he hit him so hard. He shocked the piss
Oh
out
my
of him.
God, that got me when you said that because he was dragging his feet across the mat like that's exactly like when you was a kid and you just rub them across the carpet and just go shock the piss out of somebody. Get ready, Anvil. This is gonna be we're gonna call the finish in the ring.
Oh man, that's great. That's some good stuff right there. If you were the promoter of that show, how would you feel when they got back to the back? You know how everybody BS's and like, great match, man. What are you saying when they walk through the curtain?
I mean, you gotta just be sitting there with your head in your hands going, we're done. Like, I'll never recover from this. Like, this is the worst night of my life.
I didn't think they were going. Why'd y'all make it a tag match?
I expected him like have his like next to his name, like, and he died of suicide within 2 days of this pay-per-view airing. But
I mean, the snake should have come out at the end. We never saw the snake again after the middle of the match.
no. I mean, I would. I don't think he talks about this, but like, I would love on this new podcast of his if somebody would be like, "So Jake, like, as best you can recollect, like, I know you don't remember, but watch this and be like, what were you thinking when just in the middle of the match you just pulled the freaking snake out and then you start stroking it? Like, what was you thinking? Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking there.
Oh, I have no
Bob,
doubt.
whatever his freaking podcast goes.
He was probably blackout drunk at that point. He probably had
drunk.
no recollection. Autopilot.
Are we just ignoring the fact that he physically grabbed a woman and made her feel his chest? She's like,
I'm just shocked he didn't grab her chest. Quite
Yeah.
honestly, that was actually the best case scenario. Honestly, not that it was great, but of things he could have done, that was the least offensive, I guess. But
do you think anybody came to the back to talk to the promoter after this match and was like, "Hey, when's that next show gonna happen?"
Hey man, my book for am I still booked for December? I'll call you.
That was great, Bill. What's up with part 2?
I mean, yeah, the main event got a little wonky, but I think it's all right. I think,
Bill
when you watch it back, it's going to come off better on TV than what it did.
Old Bill said, let's wait for the DVD release, see how that does.
Jake was probably in the back like, we're going to do that on the whole loop. That exact match? Yeah, we're going to do that on the whole loop.
I'm going to need about $300. Firebird's going to get to Hattiesburg.
I imagine 10 minutes after that, he's like, when do we go on?
Right. Have y'all seen my boots?
Bundy's got them.
Could swore I walk. Could swore when I walked through that door, I had these boots.
I always keep my boots on. I've had them on since August.
Can't imagine I drove 400 miles here with no boots on.
My sock feet.
I mean, I ain't gonna, it sounds like something I do, but
He said I ain't never done it, but it's been a while.
I'll be damned.
Ain't the craziest things happen this week.
He's retracing his steps, and everyone's like, there was a boot on that one. There was a boot on that one. When did I lose them?
If I was Bundy, I'd just been a jerk and just threw those out in the freaking crowd before I went back to the dressing room. Just hurled one in each direction, like this way and that way. And it's like, yeah, go find your boots, Jake.
Yeah.
It's over there by that dude holding Abby's fork.
What's all this white powder in this boot? Is that talcum powder? No.
Man, it makes me feel like I'm glowing now.
Anybody else's teeth vibrating? I mean, then Yoko dropped the poor young manager on the boots. Like, that couldn't have been a comfortable bump.
No, but I mean, he was the one wanting Yoko to do it to him, anyways.
I guess
So we're an hour and a half, and then before I cut it, I cut the match, I cut promos, I cut entrances. That was nearly a over 3 hour debacle. Can you imagine sitting through 3 hours of that? Like I said, I cut a bunch of the Steele and Valentine shit out. I cut a bunch of the freaking Volkov and Sheik stuff. We watched a lot of it, but there was more.
Was it? What was some of the matches that we missed? I know Too Cold and an Arrow.
That's the only one.
Okay,
that's the only match I cut.
Why am I thinking?
Because it was good.
Why am I thinking that Tito was on this show? I don't know at all.
I just looked at the card right then just to make sure, and the only match I cut out was Too Cold Scorpio defeated Julio Fantastico in 9 minutes and 37 seconds, the second longest match of the card.
Yeah.
Now that debacle with Neidhart, Bundy, Jake, and Yokozuna was 16 minutes and 34 seconds. It felt like an hour. It felt like an Iron Man match.
Yeah, and I feel like part 2 of this was the Dennis Rodman show because it was just as bad. I mean,
it was not good.
No, but I mean,
just as bad is a bit of a stretch. It at least resembled a wrestling show.
I just remember lumping those two things together. That's why I thought those matches were on that card.
Well,
that's why,
we got to do more watch-alongs in the future. Who's to say we can't whip that one out at some point?
For the longest time, I honestly thought, I was like, that show with Jake where he was all messed up with the snake in Australia. You know, I joined them together.
That was in Mississippi. I was on a show in Tupelo the night before. Dutch was there, and he was telling us that, I just got booked on a show down at a casino. Like, I got to go down there and do commentary. And he said, I don't know what the hell to expect out of this. And Tommy Rich was there. It was a Rodney Grimes show. And Tommy's like, I got any room on that card? And Dutch is like, I don't think so, man. I was just like, God, I wish Tommy would have got on that show so we could have called a Tommy Rich match on this thing. Real quickly, and then we're gonna jump off here. But since you're not going to be around for the recording Sunday morning, so Monday night we recorded a Dangerous Conversations with Spellbinder as the guest to promote a show that they got coming up together. Well, Doug was in Las Vegas. Him and his wife was on vacation. And so he was in a hotel and the Wi-Fi was terrible. Spell was in his car coming home from work and his Wi-Fi was not good. So everything we tried to talk about, like Dale and Doug were like Afghanistan war correspondents, like there's this big gap in between the answers and they're talking over each other. So it was a train wreck of a show. And then I managed to spend like 5 hours and get it edited into something that was somewhat listenable. And then the file ended up being corrupted and we ended up losing the whole interview. Last night, after we realized that, we were going to have to record another show and we weren't going to track Spellbinder down. I was like, we'll just do that again later. And so it was just going to be me, Doug, and Tommy talking about USWA. With the last minute, Doug got a call. He had to go do something. So just me and Tommy did a show last night that we put out this morning. And so I asked Tommy about the Hall of Fame sign that was on Raw Monday night. I played the clip of him. I played the clip of Taker doing the prank call, and he got his reaction to that.
Oh, nice.
And then I asked him I was like, so you just showed up on the USWA show that me and Richard and Josh are covering right now. And I said, I want to run something by you and run a theory past you and see if we're correct. So I told him, you're in a bathroom, you claimed it was your bathroom, but you're in a suit. And then you flush a picture of Jeff down the toilet and he's laughing. He's like, yeah. And I was like, and then you show up in the studio and attack Jeff and you're wearing the same suit. So we're pretty sure that wasn't your bathroom. That was just some bathroom at the studio or nearby. And then, y'all shot it just to throw everybody off the trail that you weren't there. And he's like, no, that was actually my bathroom in my house. That was 2 different days. He said, I just only owned one suit at the time.
And I had to call a plumber after that. That damn picture was full.
I was like, that's fair. Okay, man. I was like, well, to be fair, you did have 2 suits at one time. I said, then Eddie Gilbert ruined your baby blue suit when he busted you open when he attacked you in the Fabulous Ones angle that time. And then you were just down the one. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I just had the 1 suit. But I thought that was hilarious. And I was like, oh, that was my bathroom. I just only had 1 suit.
He's got
great.
Commercial plumbing in that bathroom, or had it.
Well, that's how you got to have commercial plumbing if you're going to be flushing pictures of your enemies down the toilet. You got to know you got some force to get that dude down. But yeah, me and Tommy had a good time. We talked about some Continental from 85 and 86, and so that was cool. And we'll get the Spellbinder back on there again, and hopefully everybody will be at home and have good connections, and we can have an interview. Or like I said, it was all over the place. Like me and Tommy could see and hear each other, and like Doug and Dale were cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a mess. But
you might have to use that Zoom and do a 3-way call.
Yeah, that might be what we have to do. I've got it now. I've got to get a couple more cables for it to make it completely functionable. But anyway, I guess this is live streaming right now. We're not on the hot mics. We're actually like streaming freaking Facebook and stuff talking about this. So guys, appreciate y'all for coming on, and everybody that joined us and watched. Thank y'all for joining in. Thanks for everybody who commented, and we'll find something interesting to do this again here in another few weeks. And who knows, we may watch that Dennis Rodman Australia show, but I don't know. Maybe we need to hold off on that. 2 of these in a row might be a bit much. I don't know. But thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't, make sure you follow our Facebook page and be one of the 10,000 people who are following our USWA Retro Wrestling Review Facebook page. Thank you for everybody who's following. That's awesome. We really appreciate it. And check out the latest episode number 41, that'll be dropping Wednesday of next week. And always listen to P3 Radio, wherever you get your